Hey guys, how are you? Can you hear me okay? Can you tell me if the music is too loud or is it okay? I'm gonna do a giveaway, hopefully, if nothing messes up. Okay, awesome. Is the music too loud? Because I know some people don't like it too loud and stuff. Am I feeling better? Yeah, I am. I was just, oh my god, I was so out of it. Like yesterday and the day before. Ugh, thank you for asking. Alright, cool. Alright, I'm gonna post the link everywhere. I'm in like 100 different Discords. So I gotta post everywhere that I'm going live. Hi. Hi, everyone. One second. I'm here, guys. I'm gonna post everywhere that I'm actually going live. Because I swear, I have like 6 different channels and 6 different Discords, and I gotta let everybody know. Okay. All right, let's see what we're gonna talk about. Hi. Okay, so I'm gonna do a giveaway later on, and all you have to do once I'm opening the giveaway, you have to do exclamation mark raffle, and then you get entered, and I can either do Amazon gift card if you are in United States, if you use Amazon, or I can do crypto. Um, I can also do, I don't know if I can do PayPal or not, but yeah, crypto or Amazon gift card. So why are we talking about Jeb Bush? I don't even know who. Well, I mean, I know who it is, but what does he have to do with crypto? Okay. I know a lot of you have been asking for me to go over certain account building coins, and I'll be doing that. No problem. Neo broke out. Where's she? Neo. Neo what? USD? Let me see. I know you're in Binance for sure. Yeah, this is nice. Awesome. I bought Neo over here on this dip. Not at the bottom, but I bought it right here at 70 or 71, somewhere around that. I nibbled. And I'm still holding. Um, I like Neo as a project, so I've been scooping it up all the way here, 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 everywhere. So this one I'm still holding. Let's see. 20, almost 25%. I'm gonna sell some. Strat, 1 second. I think I am in Stratus on Bittrex. All of them are, well, how is it breaking out? It's going down, unless Binance. Fisher, stop looking at 1 minute candles, please. Seriously. I know you're obsessed with 1 minute, but okay. So, since we're in a bull market, like I mentioned before, Fisher's underwear is breaking out, deadass. Since we're in a bull market, all I do nowadays is sell, okay? Because, I mean, I do play these kind of little tiny dips, but obviously I'm not putting a lot of money in them because there's no point. I like to buy, you know, at the bottom if possible, because the lower the coin is, the more I'm going to invest into it. So all I've been doing lately, I've been just selling profits, which is fine. And trading, like I said, it's not about doing something every 5 minutes, expecting an immediate return. It's about um, taking a position in a trade and getting out with maximum amount of profits, right? Thank you, Core Empire. How nice of you. So, um, let me see. EOS has been amazingly good for me, to me. And I'm still holding some. I've been selling here, 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 here. And I want to talk a little bit about how I sell, okay? So, for example, if I'm on this is a 4-hour chart, right? So we had this nice, beautiful downtrend, and then we skyrocketed, which is great. But this took almost a month and a half, 2 months for it to crawl back down, right? So what I've been doing is, since I bought over here, I bought over here, I bought a lot over here, I really didn't buy much in these little areas. I think I bought some over here, over here. But anyway, all I've been doing is I've been selling. And a lot of you guys don't really know how to sell, okay? And that causes a lot of issues from what I'm seeing is because once you get in the coin, you're in profits, and you're like, so now what? What am I selling? If I'm going to sell, that means the coin is going to run away from me, and I've sold, and I'm going to miss out on the green train. You can also layer your sells the way I do, okay? Not only I layer my buys, so when I was buying over here, let's just say this was our base, this was our really crappy base, this was our really crappy base. Here, I had a certain amount of money invested into this. Over here, I invested twice as much as I've invested over here. And over here, I literally tripled the amount, which covered my losses from these two guys. And since I didn't sell all of it until probably over here, um, I'm in very good profits. But because we really essentially don't know where the coin is going to go, I'll go over ontology because I'm in it as well. Um, since we really don't know where the coin is going to go, right? As much as everybody says this and that, and it might potentially do this, it might do that, you want to be covered in both situations, right? You want to, ooh, look, somebody selling this much of, nice. All right, if it's going to dump, I'm so getting in. Anyway, so the way I sell, so I don't freak out and FOMO and FUD, because a lot of people, what they do is, uh, you know, they sell somewhere over here and then they immediately get in because they're like, oh my God, this thing is breaking out, right? So what you should do, you should sell in parts. So for example, since the last time I bought over here, let's just say I have 1,000 EOS coins, okay? And what I can do and what I normally do if I'm not sure where the coin goes, because if you're in this spot right here and you see a rise, you really don't know how high the coin is going to go, right? So to cover your butt in a way, what you can do if you are really concerned about where your money is going to go and you don't want to lose out, sell initial investment somewhere in this section. So for example, if over here you bought in $500 worth of EOS, right? And at this point you're 50% in profit, what you can do is keep the profit in the coin and then the rest just take it out. Take it out, put it back in your trading stack. And you can reuse that money next time this thing dips. So if it dips over here, then you can take the money that you took out over here and just repurchase later, you know, repurchase when it drops. And then you can pretty much trade all of this like you did over here. But you're in a way, you're covered because the profits that you have in here are the free coins that you made from this trade, right? So let's say you sold your initial investment right here and you still have, I don't know, maybe let's just say 500 coins left, right? So from these 500 coins, um, you can sell all the way up here or wherever the hell it's going, right? And that already puts you in a good position because you're like, you know what, I'm already in a coin. I'm good. If it goes up, wonderful. You know, I'm just going to continue to sell my profits. If it decides to dip, then great. I can reinvest my initial investment that I took out over here, in here, in here, in here, everywhere. You know, even here if it's going to dip, and it will because we're up high. So, um, what I've been doing on a lot of coins in the last few weeks, because we had a very nice bull run, and a lot of alts have been performing amazingly well. Um, let's just say I have 500 coins left, right? And anywhere in this section, essentially, I'm okay selling it, right? I can sell maybe 10, 20% over here of that 500 coins that I have left. Over here, I can sell a little bit more, maybe 20% of whatever coins I have left, and so on. So you're layering your sells. Essentially, you're still making profits, but you're still covered because by the time you get to this point, yes, you do have a smaller stack than you had over here, but you're still making profits on that stack. Okay? So yeah, it's a very good strat because it really emotionally it puts you in the right place because you're like, I'm covered. I'm already in here and I'm still making profits. And I already have a lot more money in my trading stack than I did over here because I'm taking all of these profits out. So you know that next time, for example, over here, after you sold, here you're left with, I don't know, 80, 50 coins of EOS that you have left, right? Um, and you don't know where the coin is going to go. We still don't know whether it's going to do this, right? Or maybe it's going to do that. You can cover your ass by not losing out on these profits. Is EOS still tradable if not in already? I'm sure it is, but like I explained to you guys before, I don't buy green, okay? In order for me to get into EOS right now, it has to break a very specific base for me. So if this coin decides to dip and it's going to break, let's just say this is the base, right? And it's going to break the base. Then we also have this base. We got this base right here, this one, and we have this, that, you know. If it breaks through this base, then I'll consider starting to nibble. Obviously, I'm not going to put a lot of money in here because the way to protect yourself from getting into a bad trade is layering, right? So we already know that this coin pumped. This is an insane pump. And what happens after a pump? There's always a correction. Whether the correction is going to look like this, right? Or it's going to do this, like it did on TRX, right? Anything is possible. So what you want to do is um, you want to protect yourself. You have to take this into consideration, the fact that it's already pumped, right? And if you decide to get into EOS, whatever reason you're doing it, because a lot of people are going to try and FOMO in because they're like, oh my God, I'm the only person left out. Everyone else has made crazy money on it, and I'm the only one who hasn't made money at all. Who subscribed to me? Thank you for subscribing, guys. Um, so for whatever reason you decide to FOMO in right now, no face cam? No, sorry, not today. Who cares about me? I'm giving valuable lessons, valuable information. I'm trying to teach you guys how to not lose money. Who cares about me? Anyway, so what I'm saying is you can absolutely wait for this coin to dip, right? Let's just say it does this. Buy over here, but then also have enough funds in your trading stack available to cover your ass in case it goes lower, okay? If this thing decides to dump all the way to the bottom, which is highly unlikely, but because it's crypto, it's possible, um, then in case it goes underneath these other bases, what you can do is you can, you know, double the amount of money here. Same thing over here. When it didn't spike all the way up there, the way I traded EOS, but I bought all the way at the bottom anyway. The way I traded EOS over here, you know, I sold my profits and then I re-entered here. I bought over here, I bought over here, made profits on that. Then all the way down here, you know, we had this base to break, then we had this base to break, this little crappy base. I bought all the way out here as well, okay? So the lower it went, the more money I invested because this was under, I think at some point this EOS thing was under like $4. And I bought down here with a lot more money than I bought over here. So same thing. The lower it goes, the more money you're going to put into the coin. Okay, this is layering. And the reason why we're doing it, guys, is because obviously, for example, let's just say this is our base, right? Let me go in 1 hour chart. Let me just draw like a base over here. For example, and this one would be my next one. All right. For example, this thing decides to dump, right? And you decided to enter your trade over here, right? And then it dips lower and continues to tank for days and days and days, and it's down like 90% or whatever. The way you can cover your loss from this trade is that you double the amount of money that you invest over here, and when it's gonna pump back up, this investment, the double the amount of money that you put over here, will cover for the loss on this amount here, okay? I'm really waiting for this thing to correct at some point, wherever it does, because most likely a lot of people are going to be dumping money, so I like to trade this panic. I want to see if I can get in, trade the panic, and make money on it, okay? So, but right now, like I said, I go with the flow of the market. So, hi, Easy. How are you? Thank you for joining. So what I do is I just react accordingly. So if I'm in the coin and I have, you know, made profits on it, I'm just going to take the profits out. All right. What was the other coin somebody mentioned? Um, something is happening on the 1st of June with EOS? I'm sure. I'm sure it does. Don't they have a mainnet launch or something? Oh, yeah, cute. They do have a mainnet launch, but it doesn't mean that the coin is going to continuously go up to $50. There's always going to be a break. Okay. Thank you for following, Easy. So you're not interested in getting in right now because that would be FOMOing when the coin is pumping. You're interested in getting in when it's dipping. And the lower it goes, the more chances you have of making good money, okay? Because every crazy panic always has a bounce, okay? Okay, QTIM, 1 second. See, QTIM is a perfect coin for that. Um, I haven't traded QTIM because I'm still holding it. It's my long-term hold. I'm gonna hold it forever. But even if you missed out on all of these, you can absolutely buy anywhere lower. Okay, you can buy on any of these drops because the drop will always happen and just ride it all the way back up. And this is how, like I said, I don't accumulate coins by investing my own money in it. What I do is I trade these dips wherever the dip is, right? Over here, over here, over here. You could get into dip even if you get in with $100, right? Because when you're getting in, obviously you don't know how low it's going to dip. So these panics allow you to accumulate the coin. And by accumulating, I mean buy the dip, sell on a bounce, leave the profits in the coin, take initial investment out. Next time it dips from whichever level it dips, then you can invest again. And you can buy over here and over here, sell the dip, same thing over here. It's all possible basically. It's a very good strategy, and this way I'm sitting on like 70, 80 coins at this point. So if one coin decides to go up, awesome, I'm gonna sell my profits. I would be careful getting into QTIM right now, um, Fisher, because it's already pumping. So if I would be in your position, if you really want to get into QTIM, unless you already in it, I would recommend that you wait for the next dip wherever it happens, even if it goes up here and then dips from over here, and just trade that. Okay? Like in the way I trade, um, there's no way I'm gonna get in when the coin is pumping. There's absolutely no need for me. If the coin is pumping and I'm not in it, oh well. I'm not gonna catch every single trade out there. You got in 2 days ago? Wonderful. So if you got in 2 days ago, then maybe you should consider layering your cells. Okay? This way, it puts you in a better position when you trade, even if you have your investments in the coin, because essentially we really don't know where it's going to go, right? Um, you can be taking some of the profits out, or taking the initial investment out and leaving the profits in. It's just a safer way to trade. Okay. Um, Let me see. I want to go over the coins on Qcoin because a lot of people have been messaging me and they're trying to build up their account, which is fine, but I feel like a lot of them are having problems finding some decent coins. So I'm just going to go over Qcoin because I had about 5 people message me and ask me about that. The coins we're looking for, yeah, Atta, I am. How is it? Is it okay? Yeah, Billy, and you weren't the only one. I had like 4 other people message me about Qcoin and stuff. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go over the list of coins, and like I said, I'm gonna go over some of the basics of account building. Account building is for those if you're not quite ready for position trading, right? For QTIM, in order for you to make decent money on this, you need to come in with more than, um, you know, $100. Although you can still make money on it, but if you put in $1,000, you know, instead of 100, you would definitely make more profits if you trade all of this, right? Because 20% on 100 versus 20% on 1,000 makes a difference. So for those who are just starting or have been unlucky enough to lose a bunch of money in this bear market, there's a strategy that's called account building. And basically what you have to do is pick, you can pick any exchange. I personally prefer lesser known exchanges like Qcoin and um, HitBTC, Cryptopia, you know, stuff like that, because they have low volume, but that low volume creates a lot of volatility in the coin. You're expecting 100 USD by tomorrow in NEO? Okay, hold my beer. I'm gonna go pump it for you. You sure 100? Because I was thinking about bringing it to 120. Okay, so let me talk about some of my account building, guys. I've been on Qcoin as well. I've been trading a few different ones. Let me see. UTK, I think, was the one. No, not UTK. Who's something? Oh, this one. Okay. Track. This coin has been extremely profitable for me. Okay. All of this I've traded and made decent percentages. It does have higher volume than a lot of others. How do I mod you? Why do I want to mod you? Hold on a second. All right, hold on. It says unrecognized command. Mark, can we do this later? Because I wanna concentrate on on what I'm doing right now. Okay, hold on a second. There you go. You're added. So any of this, you can easily make money on it. Do I use any app to track my coins? No, the only app I honestly use is Coindry, and because I can see what's going on in the charts, plus I can always add the coin to favorites, and I just go down the list of what I'm trading, basically, okay? Yeah. Mark, do whatever you want, but make sure it's under crypto, okay? Don't put me under like World of Warcraft or something. Thank you. So essentially what has to be done, we're looking at an order book, right? We're not looking at the um, how many orders we have, what the volume is, none of that stuff. What we're looking for in account building coins are these high swings, right? Because essentially on these coins you can come in, buy anywhere over here, right? And make decent money. And um, this will allow you to build up your account. Okay? So let me see. You can easily make anywhere, you know, this is like a very simple coin for me basically, but I still make decent 8, 9, 10%. Um, let me see. I traded this one recently. That was decent. Trying to find a coin for you guys. That's a good example. Let me see. Oh, I haven't done this for a while. I'm sorry. 1 second. think it's this one. Okay. What we're looking for in the coin, obviously the VP effect, okay? And the, um, let me see, and the order book. The order book is the most important thing that I look at, basically. Um, the reason why we need the order book to be thin, and I'm ignoring the volume, the value, no, the volume completely on these, okay? Because some of these coins have like zero volume. Ignore this completely. What you're looking for is the spread between the orders. If the order book is thin enough, where you can squeeze your orders in here, right? Because what happens is the reason why we need the thin order book is because, for example, if there's an order sitting at this price and the next one is sitting, 10 Satoshis apart from the other one, then by the time the coin decides to go down, it's going to swing lower than it would on a high volume coin. Okay? So go back to the kitchen. Who said I'm not in the kitchen? Huh? Maybe I'm multitasking. Maybe I'm making borscht right now and teaching you how to trade. Anyway, so what the thin order book helps us with is that you can layer your buys in here. And same thing you can do with the sells as well. You can layer your buys. You can buy, you can pretty much layer them anywhere in this section, right? We establish a channel. Let's just say this coin is going, like this would be our channel right now. And you have so much room to work with. So what you can do is you can layer all of your buys in here based on the order book, right? Because the order book looks thin enough. And by the time the coin decides to dump, your buys are going to be taken in, okay? And then you can do the same thing on the sell side, because as soon as your buys go through, what I normally do is I put my sells. So my sells are going to be, let's just say, over here in this section, right? So by the time, if the sell book is thin enough, by the time this coin decides to pump, my sells are going to be taken as well. So this allows you to essentially participate in all of these ups and downs, all of these bounces, and build up your account from, yeah, I'm in DTA as well. Oh my God. This will allow you to participate in these bounces. And if each bounce is anywhere between 20 to 40%, you can easily build up your account. So you can come in with just a few $100 and essentially you can build up your very small trading account to, yeah, I know, it's fine. I got more trolls nowadays. They got nothing else to do. So essentially, what this helps me do is this helps me build up my accounts. Like I said, I started pretty much a month and a half ago, I think, on Cryptopia with about 2 Ethereum. And at this point, I'm over 20 Ethereum. How much do you put in the USD value on a small volume coin if not to pump it? You got to look at what the orders are. So for example, right here, because we're on Ethereum, we can see the size of these orders, right? We can see that majority of the orders are this and this and that. So if I'm going to come in with 10 Ethereum and try to layer my stuff over here, I'm going to make this order book very thick. I'm going to create an issue for bots or whoever is running this coin at the moment, because it's going to be hard for them to eat through my 10 Ethereum order. So I got to match the orders that are in the order book. I'm not saying I'm going to put another 0.14 Ethereum order over here, but I'm saying I'm not going to stick out like a sore thumb with my 5 to 10 Ethereum order, because I'm trying to, make money off of it. So normally my recommendation to those who are building accounts and you want to participate in these kind of trades is make sure you look at the size of an average order and try to match it, okay? Not match it, but stay within that area. Okay? Let me look at Dragon. Come on. I haven't really been trading Dragon, but I am holding it long term, so it's like one of my long term holds, but let me see what it's doing right now. Okay. Yeah, this is absolutely tradable. You can easily make anywhere between, 7-10% on these guys. Okay? The order book is not really thin because it's a higher volume coin, but if you want, you can literally just layer your buys somewhere in these sections, and I would cover my ass and even layer lower in case it decides to dip. And then all you gotta do is just sell. Okay? Because this coin does have a lot of nice whippy candles. Let me see what this order is. There's a big sell order over here. So let's see what they're going to do with this one. Let me see if it's better on Ethereum. Oh, no, you can pretty much get the same percentages on Ethereum. You just got to watch these fat fingers or, these drops. So if you want, you can layer somewhere over here if you want. But the thing is, keep in mind that how long does it take for the coin to come back up? Because one of each one of these candles is 1 hour candle, right? So you gotta give time to the coin. On Dragon, the range changed. What would you have done when it broke the range at the top? Let me see. This, obviously, I would trade at the regular, traditional, I guess, quick finger style, which would be, this would be my base, right? And I would probably buy anywhere underneath the base. So I could layer my buys. So even if I would have gotten stuck over here, here, because it's a higher volume coin, I would have probably purchased over here, and I would have doubled the amount. Hey, Gilga, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm going to do a giveaway today, so stick around, okay? So, same thing, because of the higher volume of this coin, I would probably do it the more traditional, uh, what's the word? More traditional position trading method. Yeah, 1 second, Mark, hold on. How the fuck do I do that? Oh, okay. 1 second. Um, 1 second, guys. Okay, Mark, it's done. Yeah, absolutely. How many trades do you do per week based on the base crack method? Currently, I'm using crypto-based scanner, and it feels like there's not a lot of opportunities. I can tell you that right now, like I said, because the market is bullish, we kind of have to change the strat a little bit because if you are already in position on a lot of coins, all you have to do is sell. So crypto-based scanner right now, it's kind of, I'm not saying useless, but it's, dormant because we don't really have crazy panics going on, if you think about it. Okay? Do you keep tracking all of your deals? Somewhere else or CoinG alerts is I only honestly the only thing I keep track of, and I usually go on my actual exchange and I see what's in my portfolio. And then if I really want to look at the history, I go into that particular coin and look at the history of my purchases, basically. If there's another way of doing it, then, um, you know, I would do it, but I'm like really used to it right now. Am I planning on to face cam someday? Maybe one day. Maybe if you behave. Then I'll grace you with my presence. If I'm gonna face cam, guys, you're gonna you're not gonna pay attention to what I'm trying to teach you. Okay? Thanks, Chicks. It's fine, and this is why I'm doing these streams so I can help you guys. And I'm glad you're asking questions, really. And I've been getting really good feedback from a lot of people, and they're saying they're slowly building up their account. They're making, 25, 50% trade. Somebody did a nice 130% trade a few days ago on one of the coins. Um, and this is what I like to see. I like to see that you guys are making money. Okay? Um, so as of now, Kuga, oh wait, not Kuga, Hermes, all I'm doing right now is just selling my profits on larger coins. On the little ones, low volume coins, you can still absolutely trade them. All you gotta do is just buy the dip, basically. Hey Musa, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. I personally use this thing right here. It's on my Telegram, but I told you about it. I don't use crypto-based scanner, guys. I don't really need to. Hey, Musa. Um, this thing, it does work for Bittrex only right now, but you can absolutely, if you're trading USDT pairs, they all follow the same pattern. Um, so, BTC. So like it will automatically draw the basis for you, but we also have this thing right here which allows you to sign up to um, what's it called? A Telegram group, and it gives you Binance and Bittrex alerts when the coin drops 10% under the base. How to get those bid-ask lines? What do you mean? How to get those bid-ask lines? I'm not understanding what you're saying. Okay. Uh, Let me go back to this. So Dragon was the one coin. What was the other one? Let me see. DTA. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I'll link it in the chat right now. So it's this one right here. And then all you have to do is click on the new 10% alerts, and it's right there. And I think, yeah, this is the same thing. And it's gonna, you can sign up to it using Telegram. Let me see, DTA. DTA, I haven't been really trading it because the only time I bought it, well, twice. I bought it twice. And I bought it on Huobi, which is not part of CoinG, unfortunately. But I've gotten to DTA at 400 Satoshi, I think. And then this thing decided to dip. So the second time I bought somewhere over here in the section. I didn't even buy at the bottom. I think I bought like over here or something. And then because it's my long-term hold, I keep holding this. So my loss from the 400 Satoshi investment when I invested up there, this pretty much covered it because I'm already up, well, whatever, let's just say 100% on it. So this investment covered my loss from this investment, from the other investment up there. And the reason why I really like the whole layering method is, guys, like I said, just because the coin, costs this much at this price, you can pretty much buy more coins for the same amount um, when it's, 50% down, you know? Do I see a good entry in it now? Let me see. I don't see a good entry, honestly. Like I said, Fisher, if you want to get into a coin, then position yourself in the trade. Okay? On this coin, we have a very easy way to figure out how much we can invest, right? So these are our bases, right? And let's just say this would be our base as well. So considering these bases and considering the fact that this coin might potentially dip all the way down, just figure out how much you can invest over here. Okay? Don't go more than 5% in. What is the strategy when you are above or below the baselines? From my own experience, like I said, I really don't like to trade when the coin is above the base. Okay? I really like to give the coin a chance, unless for whatever reason, I need to buy this coin right now. Then I'm like, you know what, fine. I'll position myself in this trade right now. But I'm ready to buy lower if I have to. Because buying lower, like I said, if it dips at some point and goes back up, this trade right here will compensate for my loss over here. Okay? What alerts do you normally do go for Hoodloo? Anything greater than 10%, and why not 5? I don't really do 5% drops because you guys have to understand, okay, for example, let's just say I'm going to zoom in over here. So we're trading this, right? So I've established my base. My base is right here. And I've taught you guys how to do this before. A base is either where we have a nice bounce back up, or a base is something that, the coin doesn't fall through multiple times. So it bounces off the base. In this case, it bounced off the base a few times. And then we cracked the base and we broke, right? So, for example, a 5% drop is not going to... Yeah, thanks, Mark. I'll do that. Thank you. I don't know what you did, but thanks. So, a 5% drop, because the way I trade is not expecting the coin to dip a little bit so I can position myself, and then I'm hoping that it's going to continue going back up. That's not how I trade. How I trade are all of these panics, right? So the lower the coin goes and the faster it does it, the higher chance it has of bouncing back up. Even if it never bounces all the way back up to the base, I can still trade this bounce. I can still get in here. Like yesterday. Let me see. What was this coin? ORME. Somebody came to me and they're like, oh my god, Koshka, ORME is tanking. So we both traded it. Okay? Let me see. Right here. Okay? This was my trade. So we had this little dip. Well, not little. This was a very nice dip. Okay? So I've established my base. This is my base, right? Because the base could be either this or where the coin dips and then it has a nice bounce. That's also considered a base. And then we started buying. We both bought, and I think I bought somewhere over here. Okay? To me, this was a very nice drop. So we had, like 16, 17% underneath the base. I didn't catch the bottom, but I did get in over here. And then we had the initial spike. And this is what interests me. I don't expect the coin to go back up where it came from, because who the hell knows. But these panic drops normally have a very nice bounce. And normally these bounces, they go back up and touch the previous base right here, which becomes the resistance. So when I'm trading this, I'm interested in this section right here, right? Because this is what makes me money. Because I bought over here yesterday, and then I sold and made almost 20%. So do I mainly accumulate Ethereum? I do accumulate Ethereum. I accumulate a lot of different coins. And like I said, on this particular coin, I've taken everything out. I've taken my initial investment out, and I've taken the profits out, and I put it back into my trading stack. So whatever I went in here, I have 20% more of this amount that I've invested. And if you're accumulating a coin, let's just look at Ethereum. If you're accumulating a coin, because I bought Ethereum over here and then I bought some more over here, what you do with it is, let me see a second. I traded on GDAX, so right. So if you want to accumulate, then what you can do is play this bounce, right? Base, we're under the base. We played this bounce, take the initial investment out and keep the profits in. Those are free coins. Same thing over here. Check. 1 second. We broke this base. You could have traded this, anywhere over here you could have bought. And you could have sold on the bounce. Well, the bounce would have been really shitty. So like right here, you could have sold on the bounce, kept the profits in. And this allows you to be in a position in a coin in case this thing decides to go up. Because when you look at this, right, we really don't know the future. We really don't know how high it's going to go and if it's ever going to continue to go back up, right? So anything could have happened. We could have had this bounce and then it would have continued to tank lower and lower and lower. And you could have absolutely traded all of this. And I did the same thing on, let me see, like the when the bear market started, it was a very profitable time for me because all of these drops I've traded. And this is what brought me a lot of money because like over here, see we have a base, right? Like right here is a base. You could have bought anywhere over here and sold up on top, and that would have made you, let's just say 17, 18%. And this is what I'm saying. The lower it drops underneath the base, the higher are the profits. Because here, think about it. This was our base, right? We had, let's just say, a 7% drop. And we did have a bounce, but it was only a 7% bounce. So essentially, you're ignoring all of this, even if it's going to happen, right? What you're trading, if you're trying to just make money, basically, and if you're not interested in holding the coin, all you're doing is you're trading these dips and selling up on a bounce. And the stronger the panic is, the higher the chance is that there's going to be a strong bounce, especially on high volume coins like Ethereum and BTC, okay? Because we did have a decent amount of buyers over here. So any of this would have been tradable. All you have to do is trade the dip. All you have to do is trade the dip. But the reason for you to layer it is because at 5% drop, although yes, you can absolutely, participate in this bounce with 90% of your trading stack, but to cover one's ass, to cover your ass and from getting stuck in the coin because maybe it's going to drop all the way down here and never come back to the point where you bought it. This is the reason why we like to layer. Yes, Belly, in 1 second, I'll do it. Um, okay, let me see. I'm looking at the order book. Okay, so Act BTC. This one is decent because look at these crazy swings. The order book doesn't really look this thin, but you can still get in there. It's a higher volume coin. It even looks better on Ethereum. Look at these drops and rises. You can trade this. This is nice. Oh, look at this one. 214, 213, 209, 208. There's a nice big order sitting over here at the bottom. You could trade this one if you want. ADB. Either Ethereum or BTC pair. How do I exit a trade if the coin does not go back up to the base? Well, this is the whole reason for layering, okay? Because buying under the base is one thing, right? But you have two options. You can either hold, right? Hold forever. Or if you want, sorry, Billion, I'm gonna go on, I'm gonna go explain this really quickly. So let's go back to EOS, for example. Where is this? Binance. All right, so I'm gonna go on a 4-hour chart because it's been such a long time ago. So I've traded all of this, right? I bought here, I bought here, I bought here. This wasn't really a panic drop. This was more of a sell-off. There's a difference between a panic and a sell-off. This is a panic. Panic usually has strong red candles, very long, very strong red candles, okay? And this allows for the coin to have a nice bounce back up. Like over here, we had a panic, see? Over here, we had a panic, over here, we had a panic. But if it's a slow sell-off, like over here, we had a sell-off, right, underneath the base. So let's pretend this is a panic, right? It fell down, and then it never bounced back up. The reason why you want to layer is, for example, shit, this is a bad example, I'm sorry. So, Ethereum, okay? Okay, over here. So let's take this example, right? So I see that there's a drop, right? So we had a drop, so I would have bought over here. And then, as you can see over here, if you ignore this, it never reached the point where I, no, the giveaway didn't happen yet. I'm gonna do it in a few. So let's just say I started buying over here, right? So I bought over here, and then this thing decided to drop lower. And here, let's just do this, right? And I don't know how high it's gonna go, right? Because the initial bounce was not as high as where I bought it the first time. So what does that allow me to do? Because I'm on a 4-hour chart, and it took a while for this thing to drop, right? This and these trades, these two trades, I'm going to put twice as much money as I did over here. So this is why it's important to layer, because essentially you really don't know from which point this thing is going to go back up, right? Like I said, we're not hoping that it's going to continue to rise. We're hoping that there's going to be a nice bounce back from the panic. So here I would have invested $100, right? For example. Over here, I would have probably put $200 in. I got to double up. And then it continued to tank. So over here, what I'm doing is I'm putting $400. I'm doubling each time, I'm doubling up my amount. So by the time we've gotten to here, okay, so let's say I'm already at loss, 30% loss on my $100 investment, and I'm 25% at loss on my $200 investment, right? So what this last, and I could have layered it all the way down to $5 if I had to. What this gives me, what this last drop gives me, is even if it bounces back up, and I make, let's just say, I'm going to round it off to 40%. I'm making 40% on $400. That's going to cover my losses from here and here. You understand? So this is why it's very important to layer. So each trade that you're in, the lower it drops, the more money you're putting into the coin. Okay? It's not like you can predict how low it's going to go and from which point it's going to bounce back up. But after a fall, after a drop, trust me, there's always a rise. After a drop, there's always a rise. Okay? See? This was like a sell-off, but still. After a drop, there's always a bounce. So your job is to catch the bottom, and because we don't know where the bottom is, you need to layer. So layer away, okay? And the more we go down, the more money you got to put in. But the thing is, if you don't have a lot to play with, then we're going to go back to the account building. Because the more money you have, the more you can layer at the bottom, basically. But if you don't have a lot of money, then there's the account building. Okay, so let me see. What makes you decide to sell on this example? This is something a little bit more complex. You got to look at the volume, okay? And if you think about it, like I've explained this to people before. When people are selling off all of these coins, they're selling them to somebody else's hands. They're not selling them to empty air, right? So whoever is picking up all of these coins, at some point they would probably want to bring it back up, right? So you can sell anywhere. You can sell anywhere over here, over here. You can even hold it and sell it over here if you got the balls, you know. But what I do is I look at the order book and the volume, of course. Because the reason why I invested heavily over here, as I did right here as well, okay, it was because the volume, the amount of coins being sold was pretty crazy. And I knew that at some point the sellers will stop. Basically, like I said before, this is just an argument between the buyers and the sellers. So the sellers will exhaust themselves at some point. And this is when the buyers come in and bring the coin back up. Okay? So based on the volume over here, I knew that all of these coins being bought over here at the bottom, they're going to bring it all the way up. And normally what happens is, even if you're not sure how high it's going to go up, like I said, normally what happens is the coin, because, okay, here. So this was our base, right? And then we dropped. And then this was our base. Let's see. Normally the coin tries to touch the previous base. So if this was the base that I'm playing off, it touched the previous base. Okay, but you don't even have to pay attention to it because a lot of people get confused and they sit there and they're like, well, I want this coin to touch the previous base over here. Why isn't it not going there? Oh, did somebody subscribe? Oh, thank you for subscribing. That's so awesome. So, normally, based on the volume, I know that these guys who bought all of these coins, because a huge amount of coins was being sold, they're going to bring it back up. Okay? So a lot of times what I do, like I said, you really don't know how high the coin is going to go up. So you can sell your initial investment on the bounce and then keep the profits in. Okay? Hey, Chixu. Well, yeah, this is something that you got to take into consideration, you know? And this is why don't play with a lot of money. Account building is for, it works, trust me. But yeah, no problem. Kuga, yeah, if you have any questions and if I'm not explaining something, you can ask me again, absolutely. I have no problem going over it again. Chuksu, the problem is you gotta play with more than one coin if you can. Okay, and if you can't, then yes, unfortunately, sometimes we've got to cut losses. But I don't understand how you're not making money because it's so easy. I'm gonna go over some of the coins for you, okay? Nevlio? I mean, it's been pumping, but do you want to get in here? Oh, it's on a 4-hour chart. Well, do you really want to get in here on Neblio? Thank you, the Rootman Crypto, for subscribing. You guys are awesome. You do have to get over the fear of buying the alts. Yeah. Musa, be careful because you don't want to. Come on, you really don't want to buy in here. Do you want to at least wait for it to. Okay, so let's just say this is our local base, right? Wait at least for it to break the base, okay? Buy high, sell low. Yeah, exactly. Don't do that. Wait for it to correct. Right now, guys, if you're in the coins, this is great. Sell profits. If you're not in the coin and if you really want to get in for some reason, then position yourself, but then cover your ass in case it decides to drop lower, because the lower it goes, the more coins you can buy at a cheaper price, and it will also compensate for this loss over here. This looks really bad. I'm going to delete that. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Wow, I'm getting all of these subscribers. This is amazing. Thank you. Fisher tethered at 7K because of John, so I don't suggest you listen to him. Anyway, avoid this. Unless you're in the coin, please don't FOMO in, okay? Because look, we had one large green candle, right? Does it mean that we're going to continue to go back up? We don't know that, okay? So in order for you to, how do you participate in the giveaway? I'm going to open a giveaway in a few minutes. And I'm going to ask you guys to type in, how are you supposed to type it? I'm second. Thanks for subscribing, everybody. I'm going to open a giveaway and you'll have to type in something like exclamation mark raffle. And then I'm going to do a draw and stuff. Okay? All right. Neo, guys, I am already in Neo right now. I'm already in Neo because I bought all the way here. So all I have to do is just sell. Okay? So why are you wasting your life on 2% gains where you can essentially buy the red, write it up, and at least, let's say, make 8% gains on it, you know? So don't limit yourself to getting into the green, sitting there for 5 minutes and making 2% gains, where, if you want to dedicate a few hours to the coin that you're trading. Thank you, Shakespeare, for a subscription. I appreciate it. So wait until this thing decides to dump, and the lower it goes, the more money you can make off of it, you know? Stop trolling people. Don't send anybody any Ethereum. One-legged parrot. Oh my god, you guys are a bunch of trolls, I swear. Wait for this thing to dip, okay? And then participate in this, and you can make so much money. Look at this one. 7, 6, whatever percent. This dip, yeah, okay, 4%, fine, still money. This dip, 7%. This one, freaking 6%. This is great. You can make money this way, and it's safer, okay? All right. AST is getting ready to go up. Now it's a good entry. Absolutely. Oh, I also wanted to tell you guys, um, if you do plan on following paid calls, because some people do that as well, like AST, I know one of the groups called for it. Um, all right. Instead of, you can absolutely jump in here, but keep in mind that things can change. You know, this thing can be doing great, and then BTC comes in and dumps on everything, and all of the coins, you know, tank. So be prepared for this thing to tank, and you can pretty much do the same strat where you say, okay, fine, I went in here because of some call, and then this thing, you know, went all the way down. Where's my base? Over here. What am I going to do? I'm going to double up over here and over here if it's a panic, and then sell at the bounce. GCL. Is ZCL a good coin? ZCL is having a fork. So you can absolutely trade it if you want to. I've traded this. I've traded this mess. Oh my god. I made, let me see. I think I put somewhere over here. I made close to 50% on this one. This was insane. See? Drop. And I didn't buy here. I think I bought here somewhere too. And then I doubled up over here. And this made profits for me and covered my losses from this trade, because this trade, this amount was smaller than this one, because I always double up whatever I'm playing with. Even if I'm putting $10 in here and this thing tanks more and I'm putting $20 in here, this trade is going to cover my losses from this trade. You understand? This is beautiful. This was a great panic. I love this. And I didn't trade any of this, but I did trade this particular one. Well, by the time I've gotten into ZCL, it already dumped. So my bases were this one right here. Okay. This one right here. And then I also had it literally layered all the way down here. So the lower it goes, the higher chances I have of it making money. And the reason why I do that, because the bad news came out, everybody said there's no ZCL fork, it's all BS. And the reason why I really like to trade these kind of coins, let me see if Centra is there still. Cryptopia. Okay. Remember Centra from a few weeks ago? The owners got arrested or something or whatever. And it was a scam coin, and it was like an exit scam or something. Guess what? I traded it. Okay? And I bought all the way here. Well, I don't think I bought this much. But I bought here, and then I bought a bunch over here. And the lower it went, the more I layered. You know why? Because when I looked at the order book looked insane. Everything that was being sold, right, because people were panic selling, it was being sold into massive, massive orders. So what the buyers did, the buyers allowed for the sellers to sell their coins, right, into all of these orders. The order book looked completely different. But anyway, they allowed for the coin to get sold into all of these orders. And then you gotta, like I said, you gotta ask yourself, as a buyer, why the hell would you want to pick up all of these coins over here and not bring the coin back up? So everything was being massively sold into these large orders, right, down the buy side of the order book. And then once the sellers exhausted themselves, once the sellers said, okay, we're done panicking, the buyers came in and picked this coin back up. And I traded this bounce, and I've made close to 200%. I didn't sell all the way up on top. I think I sold somewhere like over here or something. So like 170, 180%, literally in a few days. This was insane. Okay? Of course, it's a very dangerous trade, but if you think about it, even BitConnect pumped after it dumped. Okay? So ZCL was one of these kind of trades. 1 second, where is it? ZCL was one of these trades as well. And I was ready to buy as low as I had to. Trust me, if this thing would have dropped to 1 Satoshi, I would have bought down there. Because these kind of crazy drops is something that makes me money. Because there's always a bounce. There's always a bounce. Even, where is it? Let me see. Even over here, if you think about it. Remember after the fork, this thing dumped? You could have still traded this. You could have still layered all the way down here. And you could have still made money on this. You could have made, 200, 300%. And if you would have layered, the last buy that you would have had here would have made you the money. Chasm, hold on a second. Could you tell me where you gotten in? Oh, crap. Let me see. Why didn't you buy the dip? Are these two orders right here, are they higher than, are they larger than these two? Vape life. Yeah, I'm vaping on my little jewel. Yeah. I have cool cucumber thingy in it. I don't really like it. I like mango more. You were too scared to buy the dip. It's fine. I know. A lot of things were going down. They're all the same. So let me see. Last order was a little bit higher than the 85, 86. Oh, sorry. Bellier, I didn't forget about you, honey. I'll get to you. I promise. One second. Oh, you're in BTC. I'm sorry. Yeah. If you want to message me or type in the coins, I'll look them over. Um, how about this? This order right here and this order right here. If you want, you can sell them and profit. Okay? Chasm. Yeah, I know. Bittrex and Binance and USDT pairs, it's the same thing. If you want me to message you, well, we all know about your personal life issues from BQ's chat anyway, so. But sure, if you feel like I'm special, absolutely. I'll just repost them in there. What I would recommend, honestly, if you want to feel less uncertain about it, then just sell these two orders or sell this one. Because I know you're in, what, like 13, 14% profits on this right now. So just sell this one. And then, if anything, you can sell this one as well, but it's up to you. And just see where this coin is going to go at this point. Okay? You can already sell and profit, and I'm really sorry that it took you this long to get out. But trust me, I was in the same position with EOS. If you want, sell the initial investments on these guys and just keep the profits in. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Okay. And then on these two, I would just keep them for now. Honestly, I would personally keep it because I do believe in Neo as a project, and I don't believe this is as high as we're gonna go. I know there's much more um, for Neo in the future than where we at right now. Okay? So if you want to sell these two, keep the profits in and just or take out half of the initial investment out. And then in case this thing dips, you know, you can always use this money to buy lower if you want to. Okay? Okay, account building. Let me see. Okay, so Qcoin. Okay, so like I said, when we're looking for account building coins, we're looking for gaps. Okay, look at this one right here. There's 48.7, 51.3. And then we only have a few 48s, and then the next one is 47.5. So you can absolutely layer over here and make decent money. ACT Ethereum, okay? This one. And then and then I wouldn't trade this. Nobody remembers these coins. Some of these coins used to be so popular back in the day. Look at A on Ethereum. It's actually a pretty decent coin. The volume is higher. The order book doesn't look that bad. But on this one, just buy low and sell high, basically. $30, and this one is $28. Look at this gap. Look at this gap, and there's almost a 9% gap in between these orders. 30 and then 28 and then 27. Which one is this one? There's a lot of 27s here, so it's gonna probably not dip lower than this. Um, I wouldn't touch this, honestly. $82, and then this one is $80. Well, if this thing is gonna dip, it's gonna dip. But it's already pumped, so I wouldn't touch it. See if you can get into this one. Look, 31 and 24, and then 23. This is insane. ARN, Ethereum. No, not this one. 30, 29. This one doesn't look bad. This one looks really good. ARY Ethereum. This one does have a very established channel. Crap. 1 second. Let me see how much money you can make. 16, 17%. That's not bad. The order book looks relatively thin. You can definitely get in on this one. I personally like Ethereum pairs, but if you find any on BTC, then go for it. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going down the list right now. This one is BTC, AXP. Shit. This one. Ethereum is less popular pair than BTC. So a lot of times the same coin has the same pattern as the BTC pair, but it's more whippy. Okay. You sold your QTIM at 2,500. Now it's dipping. First time selling in green. How long you've been trading for? Oh my god. Holy shit, look at this one. This is insane. Let me see. Please have nice bounces. 21%. I would try and get into this one, but the order book is kind of thick. You can still try and play off these bounces. This is BCD BTC. This one. Seven, 3, 70. This one doesn't look so bad. Look, 73, 70, and then 60, and then 45. Holy shit. And then 20. Dude, get into this. It's BCD Ethereum. Because trust me, if this thing decides to dip, you can have a nice 20% drop basically on this one. No, no, no. What is this? No. BCPT. Let me see. 6764. BCPT on KuCoin actually doesn't look that bad. 67, right? We got a bunch of orders sitting over here, which is fine. But then we also have 66, 64, 62, and then 61, and then 56. 60 and 56. This is not bad. But I want to see what happens to these orders because they're pretty big. But this kind of order book is what creates these bounces. And like I said, you can trade BCPT on any other exchange. It's going to have a completely, you know, different pattern. It's not going to have these whips. But we need this. So if I was trading this, I would probably layer within this section right here. BCPT Ethereum looks even better. 92, 87, 84. Then we got two 84s, then 83. And then from 80 to 59, there's a huge gap. So let's see. 80, right? To 1 second. Come on. 80 to 59. Holy shit. It's basically down there. This is a huge gap. If you can, I'm not sure if it's going to actually go there, but let me see. But you can absolutely trade this. And if you layer, and then if you're lucky enough for the coin to drop all the way down there, because look, the orders are not that big really. The 58, right here, 58. This is already, this is almost a 25% gap between these two orders. So try to layer somewhere in between. What does it mean that the green bar is full? 100% on average days volume? I'm not sure. Could you give me an example, maybe? In the order book. You missed vaping because of me. I'm really sorry. Anyway, dude, BCPT. Oh my god, holy shit, I'm in the 4-hour chart too. I'm an idiot. BCPT. This is this is good. I'm like, why do all of these coins look so good? Um, definitely keep this one, BCPT Ethereum. Check this out, okay? It gave you a headache. It doesn't give me a headache for some reason. I don't know, I like it. Are you talking about um this parrot? Oh, I really don't know, honestly. I have no clue, honestly. Oh, you vape with nicotine, yeah. This one is really good too. Look, there's a 90 and then 681. That's pretty good. Poly and KuCoin? Sure, I'll look at it in a second. I'll get to it. Even this is a nice drop. This one is BHC. BHC. BTC. Hmm. Vaping is better than smoking, so. Don't ask me if I want to trade this. You guys know I don't do pullbacks, so. $38, $37. This one has higher volume from what I'm looking at the orders, but you can still trade this if you want. Okay, so this would be your channel. Let's just say this one. This is your channel. So layer anywhere over here, and then sell anywhere over here. Mm. See, the coins are there. You just gotta find them, and they're really easily found. You can even trade BTC if you want. Nah. I would be careful with this one. No. You can trade this one BTM Ethereum. Do I set alerts all the time? I can, but I only set alerts not for the account building coins, honestly. Because account building coins, I used to set up alerts basically every time I would buy. I would have an alert set up when the coin goes up, but now I don't even set alerts up, honestly. What I do now is I just layer my cells, and if I have to sit in the coin for a week, I do it, which I know is a bad trading practice, but I still do it. Some people, what they do is they set alerts, okay? The alerts that I set up are mostly for high volume coins, when something is tanking and I'm trading a coin, I want to accumulate it. So for example, I really want to get into this CAG coin, right? And let's just say this is my base. So what I do is I set up an alert, and when the coin breaks the base, um, when the coin breaks the base, then it notifies me. Hello, where's my alert? When the coin breaks the base, it automatically notifies me that it's gonna go through. I don't know, is my coin G freezing? Okay. But on account building coins, I don't even set alerts now. You can absolutely set alerts. It's your own preference. This is the beauty of this method, is that you can adapt it to whatever you want it to be. Okay? So if you feel more comfortable setting alerts, absolutely do it. If I was you, for example, I'm trading, right, this coin, and I have my buys layered over here. I would probably set up an alert somewhere, maybe in this section, just to see if my buys have been filled, okay? And then what you can do is, once your buys are filled and you have your orders layered, sell orders, then set up an alert somewhere over here. Did off topic died again? Are you serious? The hell? Yeah, I don't see it. What the hell? I know Vicky is sleeping right now. RIP. Wait, what happened to the other server, the temp server that we made? Mm. Wow. Well, you guys are more than welcome to come and commingle and hang out there for now. The link to commingle is in my, here. You can go in off-topic chat over there and talk. Can be toxic though, not on that one. Wow, that sucks. Okay, so going back to more important stuff, the whole reason why we're all in crypto anyway is to make money, right? CAG, I wouldn't touch it. Let me see. I would definitely trade this one on the Ethereum, because looking at the order book, it looks very decent. So, can. And guys, like I said before, if you do find these coins that you want to get into, okay, if it's a decent coin and it has very low volume overbook, thank you, order book, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Then what happens is, oh, sorry. The reason why the coin is doing the whippy thing is because there's just, the order book is thin, okay? But if you're gonna go around and say, oh my God, I found this amazing coin, and this coin does all of these crazy ups and downs, if a lot more people come in and start trading this coin, it's gonna create an issue, because the order book will get heavier. So for example, right now, you know, we have very small orders sitting like, you know, a few Satoshis apart from each other, right? The order book looks great for trading. And then somebody comes in and like 20 more people come in and they start putting their orders in. So the order book, the volume increases, the order book becomes thicker. And when somebody decides to sell, if they're selling off, whatever amount of these coins, they're only going to fill the first few orders because those orders are going to be much larger. So if you do find a decent coin, keep it to yourself. You can ask me in a message, in the private message if you want to, but um, try not to reveal it unless it's a high volume order. I mean, a high volume coin, okay? Otherwise, it loses the whole reason why it's a good whippy coin. This one is not bad. COV BTC. And see, you could even this one, you can absolutely trade it as uh, a position trade. Base broke under the base. You could have bought anywhere over here and sold on a bounce. Same thing over here. Base, you could have probably nibbled over here and then sold on a bounce or higher. I don't know who buys on top everywhere. Well, we do have plenty of special people. I'm telling you, dude, it's your tarot card reading. Oh my god, this sucks, honestly. And I know the guys are sleeping right now, right? Is the base break possible on a 5-minute chart? Absolutely. But I would be much more careful with 5-minute charts. This is why I like to trade on 1-hour charts. And trust me, like BTC and stuff, I trade that thing on 4-hour charts because it allows me to make larger profits. So let's see. Let's look at BTC, right? 1 second. And Luke just came out with a video, and he is talking exactly about this, okay? Um, so let's just take this into consideration, right? Okay. So you're doing your thing, right? You're like, okay, look, this base broke, right? This is a 5-minute chart. Well, first of all, you're making very small percentages, right? You make like nothing basically. And then you have this right here, okay? And then you're like, okay, this base broke, right? And I'm gonna buy over here. And then what are you gonna do? Buy lower? I mean, are you gonna have a chance to buy twice as much lower? So you buy over here, you buy over here. Yeah, you can absolutely make it back, but it's like 1 to 5%, you know? Same thing over here. Absolutely. The problem with 1-minute charts is that I'm having is that in case this coin decides to dip, you know, you can absolutely trade all of these little guys, but you might get stuck in the coin because you're trading it and trading it, and then at some point the coin decides to really dump a lot, and you already have it layered all the way over here. What are you gonna do? You can use it as a scalping method, honestly, but it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to do it. I would do it if the market is going sideways. If we're in a if we're in a bear market, like we are over here, okay? 1 second. 5 minutes. I don't even know if this thing is going to allow me to go back this much. Shit, no. Anyway, you can, but if the market is going sideways, I would say yes, but I would personally be careful if we're in a bear market because the drops in the bear market are much higher than the bull market. So you might get stuck. Yeah, it's like, I mean, you can absolutely play here, but you're gonna get not stuck, but how much are you going to play with? Okay, for example, over here, I can put a lot more money than I would have traded on these little tiny things. Because essentially, you don't know how low it's going to go, right? So you can trade this on the 5-minute chart and get stuck in here. What are you going to do? How are you going to get out? Sell at loss? All of your 1-2% gains are going to be wiped out by just one red candle, basically. I prefer to trade at least on a 1 hour chart, you know, because on the 1 hour chart, I can put more money, make larger percentages. It gives me a better picture of what's going on. Because am I going to buy BTC right now? No, because I'm still holding it from over here. But I'm only going to buy if it's going to break a base. If it's going to break a very particular base for me, then I'm going to come in and buy it. Okay? Because trust me, like for our charts, everybody was complaining that we were in the bear market. Do you know how much money I made on this mess? More than I have in here, because look, we had very, very clear bases broken. You just had to wait. Base, buy anywhere over here, right? Another base, you could buy anywhere over here. You could even bought it over here if you wanted to. Base, this was my most amazing trade ever. And on any of these, right, you can make anywhere between 30%. I mean, come on, 30% on BTC, this is insane, right? You can make any amount, any good amount of money. So would you rather take 1-2 trades, a month and make 50, 60, 70% on them on larger coins with larger sums than sit there every day and freak out every time this thing drops because you're putting all of your money for that 1-2% gain, you know? Yeah, thanks, Big Ponzi. I got it, Aaron. Fisher, you have horrible spelling. Anyway, so for me, like I said, and it's up to you. You can absolutely do it on 15-minute charts. You can do it on 1 second candles if you want to. I personally like the most amount of gains for the least amount of work because I bought over here and 3 weeks later or 2 weeks later I sold over here. Hi, Crypto Breeze. Nice to see you here. Okay. I'm gonna do giveaway right now. So let's see. Oh, how am I gonna do this? Okay, everybody who's listening, you have to enter this thing. I'm gonna open a giveaway up, and what you'll have to do, and I'll tell you when to do it. You gotta type in exclamation mark raffle, and I'm giving away 50. Oh, it's already open. I'm giving away uh, $50 worth of either Amazon gift card, or I can give you that in crypto, whichever you want. So type in exclamation mark raffle. Oh wait, do you have to be subscribed to it or something? Uh, Let me see. No, it's fine. Oh my God, guys, I really hope it's gonna work. Okay, we're gonna test run it. Thank you. See? Okay, can you at least follow me or something? Shit. Uh, Fisher is broke. He tethered at 6K and bought back at 9. Rip. Oh my god. I mean, it should work because I'm not subscribed to myself, right? All right. I'm gonna close the raffle, and guys, I'm really sorry if it's only for like 3.5 people who subscribe to me. I'll run it again if it doesn't work. Okay. Let's see. The Rootman Crypto. Okay, awesome. Congrats. Okay, let me see. I'll probably do another one soon. Okay, I guess so it does work for those who don't. Oh, Speedy, I'm sorry. I already drew it. Um, Rootman Crypto, congratulations. Could you please message me? There you go. You can also sub with Subway gift cards. Yeah, Grats Rootman. Message me and let me know how would you like to receive the giveaway. I can either do yeah, I just I've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes. Um I'm gonna either do a Amazon gift card if you want, or I can do crypto money transfer, whatever you prefer. You're going to purchase subscription via crypto if possible. Congrats. Yes, you won. No, you're supposed to say, "Oh my God, thank you, Walton team. I can't believe I won." Oh my God. I don't know. Next time I'm gonna probably yell and be like, "Yo, everybody, get in." Well, he has to message me. Message me on Twitch, please, the Rootman. Okay? Okay, the Rootman, you better message me. Fisher's disappointment. He thought he was gonna eat something else than rice tonight. It's okay. I'm sure we can chip in and buy him a bag of noodles. Oh my God. Fisher, you're doing great, but you need to be more patient. I know how you are. You're a very antsy trader. And if you're not doing something, um, then Kappa. If you're not doing something in the moment, it doesn't mean that, you're missing out on the trade. It's all about taking the right opportunity, you know? Gotta stare at the chart. Yeah, no problem. But I'm glad that you sold QSIM in profit. Even if it's 0.001% profit, I'm still happy it's profit. You had a question about accumulation and you're not sure if it was answered. How do you know it's accumulation? What if the buy order on the book were just sitting there and the sellers who were selling because of the bad news just sold all the way down through large orders? Hey, 7% is 7%, Fisher. That's awesome. No, accumulation doesn't really work this way, okay? An accumulation is basically, okay, like over here, see? Um, 1 hour chart. This is accumulation. This one right here is accumulation. This one is accumulation. You know what shows me that there's an accumulation going on is like over here was definitely an accumulation. Like I said, what I've seen here where the orders, the large orders, um, 1 second. All right. So what I'm saying over here is that in this particular section, what I've seen, and the reason why I went long on this thing over here, but I went like long a few hours before it went up. Um, right here, we had large orders coming in on the buy side, okay? They weren't pumping the coin up yet, but these orders, somebody had like 150 BTC order, almost 200 BTC order. They were sitting in the order book, and they were allowing the sellers to slowly fill those orders, okay? They weren't chewing through the order book on the buy side. When that happens, the coin pumps. Okay? But they were allowing for the sellers to fill those orders. This is what I call accumulation. And on the chart, a lot of times accumulation looks like this, where it's going sideways. Okay? Because essentially, look, we already bottomed out, right? We went under the base, we bottomed out, and I honestly hoped that it was going to go lower, but every time this thing was dropping, every time this thing was dipping, there were plenty of buyers coming in and um, picking up all of the sell orders, okay? Which is different when, this is why I'm kind of profitable on BitMEX because I know when to go long. I know when to spot a bottom. I know when to spot a bottom on a lot of panics. First of all, when I go long, I only do it when we're panicking. So if I see that we broke the base and we went underneath the base over here, right? Or over here. The volume that's coming in. Okay, so basically what this stuff shows to me is that the sellers are stopping freaking out and then the buyers are coming in. Okay, and what happens in these spots right here, and I can spot them on pretty easily, is the buyers are dumping, right? Dumping, dumping, dumping. And then at this point, what happens is the sellers are propping the order book with large sell orders. So if the buyers are trying to continue to dump large amounts of Bitcoin, for example, and they're like, screw this, we're selling, selling, selling. And when they're dumping, they're not holding their coins in particular spots in the sell book. What they're doing is they're going down the order book on the buy side to get rid of all of their coins, right? They're not even holding here anymore. Like this order, 1.2 order is sitting right here, right? Is this guy panic selling? No. He's waiting for the buyers to come to his order and sell it, okay? When they're panic selling, what happens is they're uh, going down the order book and chewing up all of these orders right here. So this is what's been going on over here, right? Because we had more buyers than the sellers. But once we reach the bottom, what I normally see on the order book that's going on is that if these guys are still selling, 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 there's a lot of large orders coming in on the buy side. So for example, over here, somebody was just selling, let's just say 40 BTC worth of coins, and they were trying to eat through the buy side of the order book. What the guys over here did is they propped their the buy side of the order book with a 40 BTC order, basically. Okay, it doesn't have to be an equal amount of what these guys are trying to sell, but they were putting large buy orders because they found this price acceptable. Okay. Yes, they sell market. They sell at market price. Exactly. Thank you. So what normally happens is that, let me see. I always go back to that example because it's a prime example for me. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Look at the volume over here. You see this crap? I don't know. I don't know if you guys see it. You see how low the volume is over here where the coin is dumping? No, not the coin is dumping. I'm sorry. No, this is a bad example. Jesus Christ. That was a good one. Is this a good one? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use this one as an example because we do have these candles over here. So look at this one. This volume size right here, right? And the candle right above it. What happens is a lot of people were trying to sell off their coins, right? A lot of people were trying to get rid of those coins. And if it wasn't for the buyers supporting the order book on the buy side, this green candle would have been much larger. It would have been like over here somewhere, okay? But what happened over here is that all of the stuff was getting sold off, okay? But because these people were propping the order book at this particular price, right? This particular price, which would have been this order right here, or this order right here, like the top orders, with large buy orders. All of the stuff that was being sold off got filled. And this is normally when I know this is the bottom. Even if it sits around for the next few hours. The question that I always ask is, why the hell would anybody want to buy all of these sell-offs if they wouldn't want to bring it back up? Okay? So 90% of the time, situations like these, when there's huge volume, small candle, right? Because this candle, honestly, it's just a little bit bigger than this one. But look how long this green candle is. Because there are no buyers who wanted to, I mean, there were no sellers who were preventing the stuff from being sold, from being bought. So over here, the buyers panic bought. So they panic bought and they went through the order book all the way up. And because there was literally no resistance from the sellers, this thing, skyrocketed the way it did over here. Okay? So this is why I'm 99% comfortable going BTC Ardor at 43, 45. That's wonderful. No, it's fine. What he's gonna freak out because he's like, oh my God, it's pumping. And if I look at the hour chart, it's up like 0.01%. Yeah, Fisher, come on. Hmm. Yes, a lot of times it. Yeah, no, definitely. I know, Fisher. I'm in Ardor, where I bought Ardor last time with a large sum, like over here, okay? And then I bought another bunch over here. So let's just see. So I'm already good, I'm like 25% up on it. I just really hope one day it's actually gonna go up. No, he's fine. Bellion, leave him alone. Um, could you take a look at this chart, please? Why did it take 2 days for it to pump again after a dump? Bid connect. Because I don't know. Because okay, the reason why it takes so much. Oh, you're talking about BitConnect. Um, I'm not sure, but based on the psychology of the market, from what I understand, okay, we still had much more sellers over here than we did have the buyers, okay? So all of this stuff was the sellers kept pushing the coin down, okay? And once the sellers exhausted themselves and we no longer had sellers basically on the sell side, the buyers came in and had a chance to bring it back up, okay? Because it's literally resistance, okay? Whether it's the resistance on the buy side or the support side. And I'm not talking about resistance like the lines on the chart. I'm talking about, hey, I'm trying to pump this coin, but there's so many sellers that I cannot eat through all of these sell walls. They're just not allowing me to, for the coin to go back up. But if there's not enough sellers, if the sellers are like, okay, we're done selling, we sold everything that we wanted to sell, and there's literally just a few sellers sitting there, then it's still possible for the coin to go back up, which it did over here. Okay? And same thing happened on Centra, CTR. I'm going to use Cryptopia because I played it on Binance, but it got delisted. So same thing happened. Where's it? Where's the stupid coin? Okay, same thing happened over here, except it happened faster because the buyers, okay, see, the buyers were panicking over here, then they calm down for a little bit. Then they panicked again. Then they calm down, we bottomed out, right? And then they freaked out again the last time. And then this was it. This was the bottom. This was no more sellers, okay? And then it spiked back up. Okay? See, you could have even probably traded this one. Made of another like 100, 200%. Well, 100. But I wouldn't trade this. Why would they buy a worthless coin? It's not like you don't understand. Of course, it's a logical thing to ask. Why would they buy a worthless coin? Could I analyze ZIL? Um, it's not that. You're asking the wrong question. Of course, the first question anybody would want to ask is why the hell would you want to get into a coin that's a scam? But the right question that you should be asking is, what does the order book look like? Okay? No, that's not true, Musa. It is also about fundamentals as well. But this is just a normal reaction. This is chart. We're not talking about fundamentals in that sense. We're just looking at the charts, basically, which is completely different. So on this side, when this thing was dumping, like I explained to you guys before, this order book on the buy side was full of large orders. So whoever the hell was selling all this stuff, right? And they were market selling into the buy side of the order book. Whoever was selling, they were selling it into large buy orders because these orders here are pretty big, right? At the bottom over here somewhere, which is fine. But the orders over here, no, sorry. When this thing was selling, there were also large orders that were being placed in the buy side of the order book that were allowing for the sellers to sell into those orders. So, Jesus Christ. So let me see. So like over here, you can even see over here. Look. Okay. So we had all of this stuff going on, right? The volume. Look at this volume. Look at this volume right here. And look at this size candle. This stuff was being sold and bought in this particular candle, but look how tiny it is. Why would anybody want to buy this amount of coin and not bring it back up? And yes, it took a while for it to spike back up, but it still did. Because whoever bought here, trust me, they have much more money to bring this thing all the way back up. So they bought over here, right? And then they pumped this coin all the way back up over there. And they made a lot of money on it. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to buy more and more and more, is because I'm like, hold on a second. I know the stuff is being sold off, but if, for example, if there weren't enough buyers in this particular candle, this hourly candle would have been this long because of all of the stuff being sold over here. Instead, this candle is very small because the price hasn't moved from this position. What that means to me is that probably at this price, wherever the hell this order was, at 14.16, there was a huge buy order sitting in there. Okay, so whoever was selling this amount of money, of coins, they were selling it into this one buy order that was sitting at this particular price. Do you understand? Oh, Musa, absolutely, I agree. Okay, hold on a second. If the large order on the buy side that supports the steps in and creates. Um, and creates a wall and allows the sellers to sell into them. Up until hearing your explanation, I didn't know what to make of it. Assumed it was one of those order book games where whales spoof orders. No, I'm not talking. Trust me, there's still fake orders coming in, which is fine. But I'm not looking at the only the order book. You know, when I'm looking at stuff like this, I'm also looking at the volume. So if I see the volume increasing, and I'm like, hold on a second. Yeah. This huge buy order sitting over here is not fake because it's getting filled. Because look at the volume. There's so much coins coming in and out. But the green volume candle means that the buyers were buying into the ask. Exactly. Yes. But honestly, I don't really care about the color of the candle. I just look at the size. So, because honestly, the only time when I look at the volume candles is when the coin is going down. So if the coin is going down, like this one over here, yes, we did have a sell-off, and there weren't enough sellers to prop, the order book, because with this short volume candle, the size of the thread was pretty significant, right? Even here on this red candle right here, they were still struggling to sell all of this stuff. So the only time I look at the volume is, this is why I can spot the bottom pretty well, right? So to me, this was pretty much the bottom. Yes, we did dip a little bit more, but we were pretty close to the bottom, right? So this is why I feel comfortable on size does matter. Yes, it does. So this is why I feel relatively comfortable on BitMix going long, because like I said, looking at the volume, looking at these little crappy candles, looking at the order book, putting those three together, 90% of the time, I can say that, yes, at some point, this thing is going to go. So if, for example, this was BTC, I would probably go long somewhere over here. Okay? One second. All right. So yeah, so this is pretty much it. And I mean, there's plenty of more stuff to talk about, obviously. Am I gonna trade this coin now? No. I don't really care for it. But yeah, this was something I was waiting for. And the only reason why I came out of it in profit, first of all, even if I would have bought over here, all the way over here, because I would have layered all the way down to here, and trust me, I've had enough money to buy all the way at 1 Satoshi on this one. Um, you have one more question? Absolutely. Chuksu, go for it. If I can answer it, I'll be more than happy to help. So by the time we've gotten to here, I like quadrupled the amount that I purchased with over here. So this buy right here and this bounce compensated for this loss right here. Okay. Oh yeah, Zil. I'm sorry, Zil. BTC, I'm assuming, right? Dude, you're giving me all the coins that are like pumping right now. Well, we do have a nice, strong, big 18 BTC order sitting right here. So I don't know what you want to do with it. Do you want to, I don't know. What do you want me to do about this? What do you want me to say? You hope it dips? Okay. Well, I hope it does. What did me and Aaron talked about yesterday? You gotta stay in present. You don't hope, you don't guess, you don't predict, you react to the chart. So am I going to react to this? Not unless I'm already in ZIL. Okay? So am I in ZIL right now? No, I'm not. So is this interesting to me? No, because I do have parameters that I trade by, right? And unless this thing decides to dip, I'm not touching it. So my uh, the only reason why I'm going to get into this is if it breaks this base right here, okay? If we go down and we break the base and it's, 5 to 7% drop, then I'm going to start nibbling, okay? How do I see the order book? This is the order book. You look at it. This is how you see things. Yes, it already happened. Sorry. But I'll do another giveaway probably on the next stream or the one after. How do I analyze it? Dude, Fisher, come on. Um, well, I can see, I'm like, okay, look, there's an 18 BTC order sitting there, right? So this is going to be the roof for a while. So we at 1200, somebody's selling this much ZIL, right? Unless, there's going to be a volume increase and buyers are going to munch to this order. It's going to get not stuck there for a while, but it will create a resistance. Okay, so it might sit there for a while. Or a lot of times what happens is somebody puts this order there and then other people start freaking out and they're starting to put their sell orders, way in advance. They're like, oh my God, I want to get in way before this thing does. So they start selling. So I don't know what's going to happen with this one right here. Okay. Parrot, stop asking for Ethereum. No, oh my God. Anyway, I'll do another giveaway, guys. It's not, the last time I'm doing it, so. You're probably going to tell me, no, you're in here for the technology. Yeah, so, I always look, the order book, normally what I do is I look at it when I'm doing account building coins, right? Like, let me see, Cryptopia. Which coin was I trading? UIS? No. Spank? Yeah, okay. So, well, like, for example, for the Spank coin, I know that we have a nice large order sitting over here, right? And another one over here. So I know that, and see what it's been doing here on the actual chart? It's been sitting here for like 5 hours already. Because although they're still selling into this order. So the volume is there, right? Because a lot of stuff got sold. But the candle is really short because it's just getting sold into this particular order. So when this order gets filled, the volume candle is going to be very large. But the hourly candle is going to stay at this price or whatever. Maybe it's going to take a few hours, they're going to stay at this particular 1925 price. But the volume is going to be crazy, because all of the stuff is going to get filled. So it's a large order. So this is what volume means essentially. Okay? And then most likely I'm thinking at some point this thing is going to spike back up. Okay? Okay. Bellier, are these enough coins for you for now to look at? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Fisher strategy relies on buying coins at the top and then murder prostitutes when it starts dipping. Oh my God, you're horrible. Oh my God. Yeah. And if you're struggling with the coins, message me, guys. Like I said, I'm not always available, but if I do have time, I'll try to respond to all of you. Okay? So this is only for account building. For account building, we ignore the basis completely. And what we do is, we just go off the order book and see how thin it is, and then we layer our orders here. These are some of the coins that I've been trading. They've been doing really good. All I have to do is like layer, 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 and sell. PRL, I think, was a decent one. Yeah, because I'm trading all of this stuff. This one I'm not trading. PPC. I'm telling you, there's some crazy coins out here for account building. Like, if you find one, you're gonna be in luck. I always go to it. Daiso is one of my prime coins to trade back a few months back, because what you're looking for essentially is this, okay? This would be a perfect scenario. So if you see these kind of crazy swings and you look at the order book and you're like, damn, I want to get in, because here on every one of these swings you can easily make at least 50%. Okay? Musa, what I mean by thin order book is when the order book is not stuffed with orders, okay? When there's a lot of orders and they're literally like one Satoshi apart. What I'm looking for in the thin order book is, let me go on Cryptopia. Let me see. I need to find a coin for you guys. Once you get this, uh, once you get it, you'll know what to look for. Okay. Okay. All right. Right here. Look at the order book. 4908, 4907. Right. These are the orders. And then the next one, we got a few 49s, and we got 48, and then we got 47, and then 45. So these orders, okay, if you line them up over here, so we got, let's see, 48, right? So let's just say 48, and then 47, and then we got 45, right? Like right here. So if you draw these orders out on the actual chart, account building, it's called account building. AB is account building. You want the big gaps. And the reason why you want the big gaps is because you can put your orders either on top of these existing ones, or you can squeeze them in between. And what happens is when the coin goes down and somebody wants to sell off, let's just say 5 BTC worth of these coins, right? In order for them to market sell through the buy side, they need to fill all of these orders in. But that the orders are spread apart too much. This is what creates this weepiness thing effect, this, because the orders are so far apart in between, um, in this order book, that by the time these guys done selling, because everything here is just buyers and sellers doing their thing, by the time these guys are done selling their orders at the market price, then the coin drops a lot, okay? The coin drops through all of these orders, and this creates a swing, okay? This creates the weepiness effect, this thing. And from all of this stuff, you can essentially make a lot of money, because all you have to do is buy at the bottom and sell on top. And the two things, like I said, you need to look at when you're trading these things. Okay? I'm trying to find a good coin right now. And can ignore the volume completely. You're not interested in that. You're interested in um, the whippy effect. Trying to find a coin. 1 second. Okay, 40%, right? So look, 2022, I mean 22, 22, and then we got 20, and then 19, and then 18, right? So we have pretty thin order book, let's just say, right? What you can do is you can layer your buys somewhere in here, right? And then by the time the stuff gets filled and then the buyers come in, this thing is going to spike. And then the sell side, well, sell side looks a little bit thick right now. But basically, what I'm saying is this allows you to position yourself in these trades. And this is what makes the coin go up and down like this. And this is what you're looking for. Do I care about the number of trades per day? No, I know some people trade a lot. Okay, some people trade, 20 coins a day, but they're a little bit more professional than I am in that sense. Um, I'm like a lazier type of a trader because I wait for the right opportunity, and then I do trade, these coins as well, but I don't really have a particular set of, particular number of trades I want to trade. Oh, do you care about the number of trades per day? I mean, in the order book? Oh, the thing is, not really. I mean, I obviously want this order book to be, I don't want it to have 2 trades a day, basically. Because the really, the square looking coins like this, because you've probably seen a lot of them, they have zero volume, and this thing is going to take forever to fill. I like, the coins that have some orders coming in. Like we had these amount of orders today. And it doesn't mean that this thing, is gonna sometimes like it's gonna sit here and then spike back up and then go down, sit here and then spike back up. But it still gives you the opportunity to trade it. You're stuck in some, yeah. Some of my trades take like a week sometimes. I make 50% on the trade, but it's gonna take a week to get out of it. So, but I don't trade with a lot of money. And like I said, guys, you can't really play these coins with huge sums of like BTC or Ethereum. You have to come in and literally look at the amount of or the size of the order on the order book and be like, okay, this is as much as zero point zero 0.02 is one of the largest orders here. So, Mosta, do you layer your cells? Because this is also important to layer your cells. I have the same thing. I'm trading this coin on Cryptopia. Oh, let me see. Wait, is it? I think it's no, no. What the hell is it? I think it's this one, ARC. Yeah. I have the same thing. I bought here. I've layered my buys, right? And then I think one of my cells went through somewhere over here, and the other ones are still sitting up there. So, which coin is it? Do you want me to look at it? Let me see. Yeah, okay, remember what I said? Be careful with these. Don't get into these because it's gonna take forever for these to get filled, okay? So yes, the reason why it hit that spot but didn't take your orders because you probably have um there there's a few orders before yours at the same price. And they're going to get filled first and then it's going to come to yours. Okay, so I wouldn't recommend selling, obviously, but avoid these things like plague. I personally do because you're going to get stuck in this thing for a month before your order gets filled because it's just such a slow moving coin. And what was the other one? Mint? Yeah. No, stay away. Oh my god, you poor thing. No, don't sell it lost, okay? Don't sell it lost. But this order, this is not like one order, this particular. This kind, this kind of order, it's not one person buying all this stuff. What do you mean you're not here? Look at the percentages, though. I know, the percentages are insane. It's 100% each time, right? Or 25, whatever. But you're gonna get stuck in it behind all of these sell orders at this price, before it moves. So do you think it's one person selling at this price? Of course not. And do you honestly think look, they're not even buying that much. Look at the size of these orders. Ah, you had me. You made me laugh. That was funny. Yeah. So, of course, if you don't care and you want to forget about this coin for a month and a half, absolutely put a few buys over here and then sell over here. Yeah, I know it was moving, but it was moving very slowly. Okay, so these guys, by the time all of this stuff gets filled, your order is somewhere in there, I'm sure, but it needs to wait for its turn. Okay? No, it's not like everybody's trying to sell Chukzu. No, it's not that. All right, one second. That big green volume candle compared to its corresponding chart candle showed that the chart candle was significantly smaller than its volume candle. Yes, since the volume candle was green and big relative to the chart candle, shouldn't it mean that the buyers are buying into the ask, but the sellers are not allowing the price to go back up? Hence, its corresponding price candle was very small. Should it mean it will go down? I don't get that. No, it doesn't mean it's going to go down. What that means is that, yes, basically the amount of coins exchanged at that price has increased. So somebody is accumulating, but because the buyers, okay, because trust me, if all of those coins would want to get sold, this coin, let me see. All right, for example, let's just say I'm going to draw a random line over here, right? So for example, we have this really big volume candle, and then we have a very tiny, tiny, whatever the color it is, doesn't matter, hourly candle. What that means to me that at this particular price, okay, there was a huge buy-off and a buy-in and a sell-off going on. Whether it's the sellers were selling huge amount of orders or the buyers were buying a huge amount of, orders. It happened at this particular price. What does that show to me? That shows to me that this becomes a support in a way. Okay, this becomes a support because instead of the buyers saying, you know what, I'm going to let the sellers drop this coin even lower and I'm going to buy all of these coins right here. The buyers at this particular price decided that this is acceptable enough price for them to buy 2,000 BTC worth of this shed coin. Okay, does it make sense? So instead of allowing the sellers to continue to panic sell down the order book, the buyers are like, no, 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 no. We're going to buy right here because to us, this is a great price because we think that the coin is going to go up. And in this moment of time, a lot of times the sellers keep panic selling and then all of a sudden they're like, wait, hold on a second. Why are all of my orders being bought up? Maybe I should stop selling. So they lay off the selling part and then the buyers have a chance to step in and bring the coin back up. Same thing happens on the on the green candle up. Okay, so we have this, and then at some point the buyers are like, okay, we're no longer interested in continuing to buy. We're gonna sell. And I really don't like it. I'd rather trade because it's just the way I trade. I'd rather get in when it's at the bottom than on top because on top has a higher chance of dumping down than at the bottom. Okay? So over here, you can still see the same thing going on, but just in the opposite. Okay? So, let me see. But a lot of times when the coin is actually being pumped, it really doesn't take that much. Okay? It really doesn't take that much. And a lot of people have been asking me, and I was talking to Until the other day, because he was like, "How the hell do you find this stuff?" Poor thing, because he's all about TA, and I'm like, "No, I don't do TA at all." BTC, and like I said, you know, I told him Until I'm like, I'm going long, and he's like, "You're crazy," because he was showing me some RSI charts, and he's like, on this RSI, it's supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to sell now, because on RSI, it was showing. Here, one second. BTC, USD. Okay. Okay, right here. Let me pull this RSI thingy or Stotch RSI, whatever it's called. Oh, this one, right? I don't even know how to use it, guys. I'm really sorry. Okay, it was over here, right? No, where was it? Was it here or here? Oh, it's in 1 day. Jesus, 1 hour. I'm sorry. I think over here, this was the spot, right? Yeah, I'm not really familiar with RSI. I think this was the spot, right? Or something. Oh, over here, over here. This was it. This was it. Right here. Right? And um Until it's like why did you go long? And because I said that, look, if you look at these candles right here, right? And this candles. What this showed to me that this stuff was being accumulated. So what this showed to me is that there were still plenty of people trying to sell the coin, but people weren't allowing for the coin to drop lower because every time the sellers would panic and try to sell off, I would see huge orders like 40 BTC order, 20 BTC order come in, and anytime these guys would try to sell off, you know, somebody would come in and scoop up all of those sell orders. And this is why over here I decided to go long, and I did. Below the purple is oversold, above is overbought. Yeah, it does make sense in a way because, you know, because essentially, like over here I went long, over here I went long, and I didn't even know about this thing. You know, and over here I went long as well. But here, when you were essentially were supposed to be selling, you know, this is where you would have made a mistake by selling, and then this coin went back up. Okay, and this is why I ignore this stuff completely, although it's, you know, I guess it's useful, but I don't really trade off of it. Because the only time I'm going to go long is when I know that we broke the base, okay? We broke the base, we broke this base, and I can go in here because of the panic, and I can go long. And this is where I go long. I go long in these areas. I go long in this area. I will go long, shit, 1 second. I went long over here as well, okay? That's it. It's really easy. All you do is wait for the panic. Even better if this thing decides to break the base, like it did over here. Broke the base, right? Support. And then you can see at the bottom, all of the stuff was being sold like crazy. But look, look, look. Right here. Where is this? This one. Right here. Well, I mean, this is a pretty long candle. But over here, basically, although like I said, I was watching the order book. Over here, although all of the stuff was being sold off, there were a lot of buyers coming in and picking up all of these market sell orders. Okay? Спасибо, Koshka. You're welcome, Gilga. No problem. Okay? So, was the absolute safest spot for me to go long. And I usually, when I long, I don't go more than 25 times. I'm a safe trader. So, and same thing over here, because after a drop, there's always a bounce. Even if you would have ignored all of this and you would have just traded the bounce, you could have still, made money here. You could have still made a little bit of percent over here on this bounce because we had a drop and then we had a bounce. Okay? And you can do it in the 15 minutes too. Jesus Christ, what is this song? You can do it in 15 minutes as well. Some people like to trade on BitMEX in 15 minutes, okay? And you can do the same thing, like where we are over here. Same thing. Wait for the coin to drop, and you could have bought somewhere in this section and went long. Same thing over here. Buy somewhere over here and go long. We broke this little tiny base right here. Broke the base, go long. So next time we'll see how low it's going to drop, and you can go long. I don't know how to go short because I really suck at knowing when it's going to go down. I'm not interested in that just because of the way I trade. But I can pretty much spot the bottom. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to go do stuff. But I will talk to you later. And thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for participating in the giveaway. I will do another one soon. Okay? So if you do have any questions or anything, message me on Discord and I'll be more than happy to help you guys, okay? All right. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.